What if death is not the end, but only a doorway? What if your soul has lived countless lives before this one and carries memories far beyond what your mind can remember? Why do some children recall places they've never been, or speak languages they have never learned? Why do you feel a deep, unexplainable pull towards certain people, places, or even eras in history? These are not coincidences, they are echoes of your soul's eternal journey. Today, we are going to uncover the hidden secrets of reincarnation that no one told you about. What happens to your soul after you die? How long it takes before you are reborn? How you choose your next body, your family, and even your destiny. This is not just philosophy. This is the forgotten wisdom that your soul already knows and that you are about to remember. Welcome to Eclipsera Soul. When the body takes its final breath, the soul begins to gently separate. For some, it feels like floating. For others, like being carried by light. The first realization is simple yet profound. You are not your body. The weight, the pain, the illness. All of it is gone. What remains is pure consciousness, unawed, radiant, expansive, infinite. Many describe a tunnel of light. But this tunnel is not simply a path, it is a bridge between dimensions. The soul's safe passage back to the source. In this moment, you are met not with fear, but with peace. Not with judgment, but with understanding. One of the most mysterious and powerful parts of this journey is the life review. It is said that the soul sees every moment of its past life, but not as a film to watch. Instead, it feels the impact of its actions through the eyes of those it touched. Every kindness brings joy, every word of love expands light, but every act of harm, every careless word, is experienced from the perspective of the one who received it. This is not punishment. This is not about guilt. It is about awakening. The soul is shown the interconnectedness of all things and the true weight of every choice. From this higher view, you realize that life is not random. It is a school, a sacred classroom for the soul's evolution. After this review, the soul does not rush back into another body. Instead, it enters a realm between worlds, a place of rest, healing, and preparation. Here, time does not exist as we know it. A single day in this realm could be a century on Earth, or a century here could pass as only a moment below. Souls describe temples of light, gardens of peace, and vast spaces of learning. Guides, teachers, and loved ones often appear, not to command but to support. This is the soul's sanctuary, a place to reflect and to release and to prepare for what comes next. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all is how a soul chooses its next incarnation. It is not forced by some external authority. It is not random, nor is it simply chance. It is chosen, with care, with wisdom, with love. The soul works alongside higher guides, sometimes called council members. Together, they look at what lessons have been mastered and what lessons still remain. If you struggled with forgiveness, you may choose a life where betrayal teaches you compassion. If you misused power, you may choose a life of humility. If you were silenced, you may choose a life where your voice becomes your strength. Each new incarnation is designed like a curriculum, not to punish, but to balance, expand, and evolve the soul's consciousness. One of the most asked questions is, how long does it take before we are reborn? The truth is, there is no universal timeline. Some souls return almost immediately, drawn back within weeks or months, often because their mission is urgent or their life was cut short. Others wait for centuries, watching humanity evolve until the perfect conditions for their growth appear. This is why some people feel out of place in the modern world, like they belong to another era. They are old souls who have waited for the right moment to return. Time in the spiritual realm is fluid, and the return is always chosen with purpose. One of the most astonishing secrets is that the soul chooses its family. Yes, even the painful ones. Before birth, the soul is shown potential families like doors opening onto different paths. Each family carries unique challenges, unique gifts, unique opportunities. A soul may choose a nurturing family to experience deep love, or a broken family to learn resilience and compassion. It may choose wealth to understand responsibility, or poverty to awaken creativity and strength. Even the most difficult circumstances are not random. They are chosen, because the soul knows that every challenge is an invitation to rise higher. Within these choices, there are also soul contracts. Before birth, souls often make agreements with others. Some will be parents. Some will be friends. Some will be enemies. These contracts are not about punishment, but about growth. The soul that betrays you may be the very same soul that loved you in another life, agreeing to play a painful role so that you may awaken to your true strength. The one who supports you unconditionally may be a soul companion, walking beside you across lifetimes. Every relationship, whether filled with joy or pain, is part of this greater design. When we are born, we forget. The slate is wiped clean. Why? Because remembering everything would prevent us from learning freely. Yet fragments of memory leak through. A child who remembers a past life with stunning detail. A déjà vu so strong it feels like reliving. An irrational fear that makes no sense in this lifetime. Or a gift, a talent that seems to come from nowhere. These are echoes of the soul's eternal memory. Though the veil hides the full story, the soul never forgets who it truly is. Reincarnation is deeply tied to karma, but not in the way most people think. Karma is not punishment. It is simply the natural law of cause and effect. Every action, thought, and intention creates ripples, and those ripples eventually return, not to hurt us, but to teach us. If you plant seeds of anger, you experience anger until you learn peace. If you plant seeds of love, you experience love multiplied. Through reincarnation, karma becomes the teacher that shapes the soul's journey. Lifetime after lifetime. Not all reincarnations follow the same path. Some souls choose to reincarnate in the same family line, returning as a grandchild or even as their own descendant. Others reincarnate in different cultures, races, or even genders to expand their perspective. There are also stories of shared souls, where one soul splits into 2 lifetimes, or where multiple souls share one body for a purpose. The universe is not rigid. It is endlessly creative, endlessly mysterious. The cycle of birth and rebirth is not infinite. Eventually, the soul reaches a point of completion. When lessons are fully integrated, when love has conquered fear, the soul no longer needs to return. This is liberation, enlightenment, the merging back into the source of all creation. Some call it nirvana, others call it heaven. But in truth, it is the soul's return home. Yet many souls choose to come back anyway. Not because they must, but because they wish to help others awaken. These are the teachers, the healers, the guides among us. Perhaps the greatest secret of reincarnation is this. You already know. Your soul carries every memory, every lesson, every life you have ever lived. When you feel an unexplainable connection, when you feel drawn to a place you have never been, when you dream of another time, it is your soul reminding you, you are eternal. You are limitless. You are far greater than this single lifetime. So the next time you wonder about your place in this world, remember, you chose this. Every challenge, every relationship, every moment of joy or pain, is part of a greater design your soul created for its evolution. Death is not the end, it is a doorway. Life is not random, it is a classroom, and you are not just a body. You are an eternal soul on a journey without end. The secrets of reincarnation are not hidden outside of you. They are written in your soul. And when you awaken to this truth, your life is never the same again. This is why Eclipsera Soul exists. To remind you of what you already know deep within, to guide you back to the wisdom of your soul, and to help you awaken to the truth that you are more powerful, more eternal, more divine than you have ever been told. Here we will explore the mysteries of the soul, consciousness, and the universe itself. Not as theories, but as truths your spirit already remembers. If this message resonates with you, if you feel the spark of recognition in your heart, then you are ready. Join this journey. Subscribe to Eclipsera Soul. Together, we will awaken. Together, we will shift reality, and together, we will remember who we truly are.